what I saw last night, and what I saw was a team that looked incredibly confident, the team that looked completely crisp, and they didn't even get McCaffrey in the end zone. I mean, McCaffrey's biggest contribution in the end zone was to check on the cameraman that got hit by Ayuk's celebratory toss. You know what I mean? Like that's a scary team that we saw last night.
Well, and you could see, the public is sort of really on the 49ers, and I think they were really, I guess the McCaffrey trade really kind of changed everything, and they kind of came out of it, used them a little bit the first game, and everybody was like, oh boy, like this, they could be good. And you look at the record, and they were 4-5, and you're like, okay, like we'll see what happens. Like, I don't know what they're the favorites for, and the record is not great, but they looked really, really good, and I would hate to face them. And so, I remember when the McCaffrey trade happened, everybody was talking about the value, and I know there was plenty of teams that thought that a second-rounder plus was too much. Now I think it was a bargain.
Yeah.
Right?
Right. And I was talking just moments ago about how great the Cowboys looked as well. And Tony Pollard has been spectacular, when he does get his touches, and he's getting more touches. But I still look at that, and I'm thinking to myself, if I'm the Cowboys, if I'm the Jones family, and I see what I saw last night by the Niners, boy, we could use another playmaker in Odell Beckham Jr.
Yeah.
What's the latest on that?
Yeah, I mean, Thanksgiving is, I think, Thursday.
Yes, it is.
Sure.
Can confirm.
Confirmed. Got it. Okay,
yes.
So Thursday. I had that first, by the way. But I had expected you confirmed it. That's fine. Anyway, so he's going to meet with the Cowboys after Thanksgiving. My understanding was that was going to be the Monday or Tuesday. So not like the Friday. Like he's not spending his Black Friday in Dallas. I would assume he's shopping. He's going to be there after Thanksgiving. And, I know the Giants are definitely interested. Sounds like there's plans for a visit there as well. But I think there's a real possibility that Odell and Dallas go, you know what, this just makes a lot of sense. And I think for him, the opportunity to go to one of the NFL's best brands and one of the NFL's best teams, and his ACL is definitely more healthy than it was at this time last year. I know he was healthy last year, but, the first surgery did not go great. The second surgery went a lot better, so he is in a really good place right now. This makes a lot of sense, and I think if you're Dallas, Rich, you're not just like, oh, yeah, really happy to make the playoffs, let's go. You're talking Super Bowl, and we saw that Odell was basically the final piece last year. Is he the final piece for Dallas this year?
So do you know for certain, is he going to give the Cowboys the first shot and thus the first chance to not let him out of the building, which is always the phrase you hear when a free agent visits, that if you want him and you can make him the best offer, you do it there and make sure he doesn't leave the building and think about somebody else or visit someone else?
I do not know for certain that it's going to be first.
Mm-hmm.
My guess would be that it is, but I don't know for sure. But I would say this, Dallas has been, sort of aggressively or attentively checking on his health. They have had discussions with his agent. I don't think it's been would you do a 3-year, whatever. I think it's been discussions. But they have been into it for some time. My guess is Odell knows around what they would offer. I think they'd like to see the knee. But, yeah, I mean, there's definitely been a mutual love interest here. And God bless the Cowboys for leaning really hard into this and giving us something to talk about for the last 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. I think the world will explode if he doesn't sign with the Cowboys because everyone probably expects it now, but it's going to be a fascinating couple of days.
Any surprise team that you hear? Could the Niners even be involved? I mean, could there be another team that we're not hearing, or other teams that might have been interested in? Rams, Packers are no longer in the mix because they don't have a shot to win this year.
Yeah, I would say the Chiefs would probably have some interest.
What about the Bucks? What about Tom Brady? What about the Bucks? Not to interrupt you, but what about Tampa? What are you hearing about that?
I had heard Tampa as a potential destination, but 3 months ago.
Mm-hmm.
I have not heard them recently, but it's like I always joke in free agency that if there's ever a mystery team, it's always the Bills because they're very stealth. Tampa and Tom Brady, if there's a free agent who's available, who's good, my guess is the Bucs have some sort of cursory interest. So I don't know for sure that the Bucs are involved, but if they were, I wouldn't be surprised.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show every single day on the Roku channel, 12 to 3 Eastern, for free.